The Masters, a tradition like no other. That also comes along some really bizarre rules and occurrences. Ranging from how you wear your hat, your chair, the founders throwing down an Uno card on the course before that was even a thing, and a family who kind of lives in a parking lot, starting with number 10. You see this right now? You won't be sitting on TV when you're watching the Masters, as the club has made it illegal for you to wear your hat backwards on the ground.
You are under arrest.
Augusta National is a very classy place, and they want to preserve that reputation.
It's not like apathy, it's colder.
Even a 22-year-old Ricky Fowler wasn't exempt from this rule in 2011. He was asked to turn his cap around before a press conference, but he declined that request, and by the second time, he decided it was probably best to just wear his hat the traditional way.
Now that wasn't so bad, was it, Bart?
While you'll be hard-pressed to find a backwards hat in Augusta National, this next fact used to be even rarer to find until a few years ago. Number 9. For years, there used to be a bit of a Where's Waldo game you could play on the course, with more than 80,000 plants and 350 different varieties scattered throughout the landscape of Augusta. There stands one lone palm tree that most never saw for decades, and it was even believed just to be a myth.
These myths are threats.
Standing alone on the 4th hole, the plant simply referred to as palm is the last remaining tree from when the course opened and had multiple palm trees planted along the right side of the hole. However, over the next few years, Augusta experienced some cold winters that would kill off all but one of the trees. Over time, it would get lost in the forest of other trees until 2019, when the 5th hole was extended and re-exposed palm back to the world. This isn't the only bit of changes the course has seen, as there's been a number of them, including these next few facts. Number 8. Architect McKenzie had originally mapped out the course as it currently presides, but for whatever reason possessed him, he decided he felt like flipping the 9s around during construction because, you know, why not?
Reverse.
And the McKenzie switch served as the layout for when the club opened and was the route for the first Masters tournament in 1934. However, the following year, co-founders Bobby Jones and Clifford Roberts decided to throw down the dreaded Uno card 10 years before Uno was even created and go back to the original concept.
Reversed.
As they felt the current back 9 played much harder than the front 9, and it gave players a bit of a chance to warm up before reaching the string of difficult holes. Speaking of difficult holes, this next fact is for you true gamblers out there.
Who hurt you?
Number 7. What gambler doesn't love a good old-fashioned 19th hole to settle their bet? And Augusta almost had one of those. The original plan was to have a 19th hole at the request of co-founder Bobby Jones, so losing golfers could have another hole to double or nothing on.
All right, double or nothing?
The plan was for it to be between the 9th and 18th green at about a distance of 90 yards. However, the plan was sadly dropped, mostly because it felt like it was going to obscure the 18th green viewing area, and the club wasn't quite financially stable yet. Speaking of finances, here's our next fact. Number 6. If you ever find yourself at Augusta National a little light on cash, don't worry, tipping isn't allowed. Evidently, the rule stems from Augusta National co-founder Clifford Roberts believing that members shouldn't be given special treatment over another because of how much they tip.
Give us money.
So yeah, it's kind of all I got on this one. Number 5. Being at the Masters could take a lot out of you due to all the hills throughout the course, but why don't you pick yourself up a good old chair at the pro shop for 30 bucks, since they go for much more than that in the secondary market. But you better know all those chair rules.
Stupid. Stupid chair. Very stupid chair.
I could do a whole video on that, but really, who would actually want to watch that?
Yawn.
If I'm not too lazy during the edit, I'll scroll some of those facts here while I talk. Well, you can bring your own chair. It just better not have any arms, as they're not allowed on the course. This is to help to save space, as we've all seen those iconic images of the greens fully lined with those green chairs. But unfortunately, you can't just leave your chair there and live forever, like our next fact. Number 4. If you're ever fortunate enough to attend the Masters, you might find something a bit odd in one of the parking lots. Just a lone 3-bedroom home, of course. While heading to gate 68, you can give a little wave to 1112 Stanley Road. The home, built in 1959, used to be part of a larger residential area. However, over the past 20 years or so, the club spent around $40 million buying up all of said homes. And of course, doing what we do best in America, they turned it into a parking lot. Herman and Elizabeth Tucker are the last remaining home, since they already sold another home to the club, so they're not really in much of a rush to sell the home they raised their family in. But hey, at least they had the whole place to themselves during the summer. Number 3. Augusta National is a seasonal club, so the course is shut down each May and then reopens in October to help eliminate a lot of the wear and tear during the humid summer months in Georgia on the course. They use that time of the year for improvements and construction of the course each year. But if you find yourself in Augusta during the summer and you still want to squeak in around, this next fact has you covered. Number 2. While you and I may never get a chance to play Augusta National, we certainly can play Augusta Country Club.
It's not the same.
Located next door, like literally, it's next door. A few of ACC's holes even run along next to some of the most iconic holes in the Masters. While sharing a lot of the same terrain, there's definitely a noticeable difference between the clubs. But hey, RC Poland is just as good as Coke if you ask me.
What is wrong with you?
Number 1. For our last find, it's definitely an odd one for sure, and more for my fellow numbers and analytic minds out there. Someone has won the Master on their first, second, all the way to their 15th try. No Sweet 16 yet, but hey, there's always next year. If you enjoy this, please help support the channel by clicking this video here for some more fun-filled facts. See ya!